Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast, a 30-minute mini version of the In Wheel Time car show that airs live every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central. Details.
Like sands through the hourglass.
Oh, boy.
This is the In Wheel Time car talk show. It's a television show.
I know, it's still on, too.
Is it really?
I think so. Yeah.
What was the name of it?
As the World Turns.
Well, like sands through an hourglass. Today, coming to you from the 28th Annual Keels Wheels Concours d'Elegance.
I read a lot.
At the Lakewood Yacht Club in Seabrook, Texas. No, you don't. Another guest from today's car and boat show. Jeff has... You already did the cruise-in calendar, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
We
messed all that up, remember?
Well, I didn't mess it up.
No, I did. I mean,
did you mess it up?
Well, there are times.
Well, yeah,
okay.
because the cruise-in
calendar.
all the cruise-ins have already happened.
Yeah,
and Jeff tried to pull the wool over our eyes.
I
here,
did.
but we weren't standing for it.
And they're all in areas that are flooding, so they're probably not going to be kicked off anyway. So
we'll have the stories making automotive news headlines this week at some point during this hour. Howdy, along with Mike out of this world Mars. We always need more Jeff Zekin, chief engineer and bottle washer, IT director of whatever. David Ainsley is here with us today, and also with us, Eric Lipper. We met Eric at the Autorama. His display was right in front of the In Wheel Time booth at Autorama. And I looked at the, looks like a regular Chevy, Ford Mustang.
and we got right behind you.
And beautiful car. The top was down on it, and went over there and started talking to him. He says, "Oh yeah, this is a one of one." Well, you know, we're in car business. We know about one of ones before. No, this is 1 minus 1 because this one wasn't even going down the assembly line.
Let him tell it. He tells
Eric,
it
it's good to see you.
Well, it's good to see you guys.
It's good to be seen.
What we're looking at is a car that was built December 9th of 1963. Now, think about that. Just a few weeks after JFK's assassination, these guys in Dearborn are in a building hand-putting together the first Mustang Convertible. And you're looking at it.
Back there.
Behind you.
Yeah. What a couple of things that really are unique that help document its provenance is, aside from the VIN number and everything, the inner
Does it have a VIN number?
It does. It does. The inner wheelhouses are all beat down because after they put the car together, they'd only built coupes to that point, and they realized when they put the convertible top stack down, there was no place for it to go, so they just beat it out of the way to make room.
Engineer.
And then when they the framing of the convertible is a little more structural than the coupe. Right. So when they went to turn the wheel, guess what? The wheel wouldn't turn far enough. So there's cutting torch marks on the subframe of the car, so they could get the wheel to turn.
But that's not unusual because this is a pre-production car.
Right.
And that's why they call them pre-production cars. So they figure out what in the world we need to do to get this thing to go down the assembly line and affordably.
Right. And remember, no assembly line on that one. This is just a bunch of guys with Miller beers in a room, right?
Yeah. I don't know if they had beers, but whatever. Yeah.
And that car is an inch shorter than the production car.
And the doors are longer.
Doors are the same, but the doors jambs are all leaded in on that car.
That's it, doors jambs. I knew it was something to do with the doors.
Yeah, the door jambs are leaded in because that's also, this car had several good duties. One was on April 17th, 1964. It sat on the turntable at the New York World's Fair.
That's the turntable car.
It is. So they unveiled that car, and then they also used it for the photography of the brochure, so they wanted their door jambs to look better than what the consumers were really going to get.
And you have all that documentation for it?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yeah, everything. This car is so well documented that when Ed Bailey got the car, who was the person that bought it from the original owners, they took it apart on video and videoed every piece of the disassembly so they could prove why these parts are different and how it all went together. And so you can even search the first Mustang on YouTube, and you can watch this car come apart in about and they reduced it. It's still 50 minutes long.
We've had a gentleman on that's the Ford historical archivist, I guess, out of Dearborn.
Right. Yeah.
So I wonder if he's probably got information on this as well.
Oh, yeah. Well, this car has been at Pebble Beach. It's been Mustang Club of America. It's been to Amelia Island.
You bought it for this reason, though. So you can take it out, show it, be proud of it.
Yeah,
it's mine.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Talk to people, idiots like us.
You know, my favorite part is it's a really great car. It looks wonderful. Ran out of gas coming into the show.
You can still do that.
Gas gauge doesn't work.
Oh, and you're raffling it off today.
I am. The tickets are $1 million a piece.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So, and you've got it up on blocks because?
Oh, it sort of makes it stand out because, you know what, if you put that car on the ground, you know what it looks like? Every Mustang Convertible.
Yeah, it does.
But when you put it on blocks, it automatically looks special, doesn't it?
Well, it is.
Yeah.
It does. It does make it look special. You know, I will tell you this. The hubcaps, and those are actually wheel covers, but I loved those from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Then they changed. Those wheel covers changed the way wheel covers were perceived across all makes and models of cars.
Right. And, you know, those are slightly different than the production cabs.
They are.
Yeah, because it's got that spinner on it. The production one just says Mustang.
Yeah, like the knockoff on it.
But but were these wheels available later on in the production run?
That wheel cover was never produced in production. It was only in pre-production. Really? Yeah, because they take that spinner off in early '64 and just put the Mustang logo in place. Then there was a brief run where the spinners came back, and I think the Ford lawyers said, "Nah, you know, this is going to come off, and it's going to shear
liability.
It's going to hurt somebody."
Yeah.
And so they, you know, remember when hubcaps used to fall off your car?
Absolutely, all the time. Hit a bump, and there they go.
So the engineers, when they were putting that together in the room with their Miller beer, did they just have those hubcaps hanging on the wall or something?
Well, in fact, the spinner, if you look at it, if you look at some early 50s Thunderbirds, that's out of the Thunderbird parts bin.
Is it a 2 or 3 piece spinner?
It's
three.
It's three. It's three. The other thing that's kind of neat when you look at this car, see how flat the convertible top is?
Yes.
The bows are different on that car than they are in any production
Yeah, I've never
car.
seen one that flat.
It's closer to a Jeep top than it is a Mustang. And, you know, the other thing that's really unique, and this is really Mustang geek stuff, but you're talking to me.
Yeah.
The fenders of the car are different production than the production car. So there's extra metal left over when they break it in the brake, you know, and stamp it out, that they trimmed off on the production cars. But this car does not get it trimmed off. So, you know, the fenders are just truly unique.
Do you drive it very often?
Oh,
hell, I wouldn't drive it anyway.
Well, he said he drove it in, so obviously trailered and then drove it in.
Yeah, I drove it all the way from the front of the club to where it sits. I'm putting
Has it got a 6 in it?
No, it's a 260 V8.
260.
Out of a Falcon. And it's got a Falcon V8 in it with a Thunderbird power steering pump and a Thunderbird brake pedal. So
they were just pulling parts together.
That's right.
Go to the parts bin.
They're trying to get the car together. One of the other things that's really fun, and this is, again, Mustang geek stuff, is if you go look at the dash pad in the car.
Yes.
It's short of the windshield pillar by about a ½ inch on each side.
That much?
Yeah, that's so you can see how much narrower the production Mustang got.
So it's got a production dash pad on it.
It does.
Yeah, on a custom build. Wow.
Yep. Production dash pad, but the sheet metal, and it's partially because it's some guys with Miller beer putting the car together in the warehouse, because some of the parts are identical to the production, but it's how they welded it together in their warehouse. You know, they hadn't fine-tuned the jig.
And I'm sure that they were under some sort of pressure deadline to get the car together, painted, and your phone's ringing.
Yep, I got it.
And to get it painted and ready to show at the New York World's Fair.
And don't forget, at the times with the assassination 2 days before that, so there was probably a lot of stuff going on internally with the organization, with Ford.
Right.
Personal things.
Well, and you're
people.
also talking 1963.
Right.
Right. Well, remember, this car, the stampings are December 9th of 63, so that's the date they produced it, the parts. But they had to get it ready by April 17th, 64, and it had to be show quality. Right?
And it had to be shipped there.
Right.
Yeah.
And
the other thing that comes to mind, and I've never actually seen the car on display in the display itself, but I'm sure they said, we need to have the car so we can make it fit the display.
Right. I don't doubt that at all. And they had built the coupes first.
Yep.
So that serial number is 140. So think about this. There's about 3 million Mustang serial numbers. That's 140. Basically, cars 1 through 139 are coupes. And they had finished the coupes, and now it's time, let's try a convertible. And that's the...
So what did they do with the
next
first
number in
139?
sequence.
Did they send them to the dealers?
No, this is pretty interesting. So if you go look at or study the New York World's Fair, Walt Disney joint ventured with Ford, and they did this thing called it was called like the Ride Through America or something.
Yep.
They took 100 Mustangs. They literally put on a track inside the New York World's Fair, pulled by cable, and people could ride in the new Mustang. But those cars didn't have engines or transmissions.
Oh, wow.
And they did that with 100 of the cars. So they were built purely for the fair. And then cars had different assignments. So this one was built to be the show car. So that's why they took time and leaded the door jambs and did all that work.
Wow.
You know,
So everything that came off the assembly line got a number, even if it didn't get an engine or transmission, because it was just going to be a cable car.
Yeah. And remember, Mike, when you talk about it, it's not an assembly line. This is a pilot car, so it's done in a building.
With Miller beer.
And so what they did was they printed it, they punched out 200 VIN numbers. And Ford said, you have this many VIN numbers to get this car right. That's it. You got 200. Because they spit 200 cars out in an hour in production.
Yeah, nowadays, yeah.
so who was head of Ford at the time? Was it Iacocca?
No, it was Henry Ford II.
Okay.
So Iacocca pushed the Mustang through the system. Henry Ford II was still running it, and then shortly thereafter, Iacocca ascends to the throne till '78 when he gets terminated and goes off to the K car.
Yeah.
But this was probably his most famous vehicle.
Most impactful vehicle for sure.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. 60 years. Now, I've got a Corvette over there. The Corvette's made at 70.
And let's transition now from that to your collection of cars that apparently are all red.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And how many cars do you have in your red collection?
We're not allowed to say that publicly.
His wife's listening.
Yeah, I saw my wife standing right there, and
Is that her right there?
uh-huh.
She was taking notes.
That's my wife, and she
I'm so sorry.
she doesn't like to
She
know.
was over here taking pictures too.
No, I got to tell you, but isn't she a beautiful woman?
Yes.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
she's put up with me for 30 years, and it's all taking.
We've only put up with you for 2, and we still don't know how we've done that.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, fortunately, the car hobby is something that she appreciates, so that helps me
Yep.
Oh yeah.
collect. And my collection is only really limited by the fact that I'm one of the few collectors that I'm the chief mechanic, transporter, valet.
You do it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do it all. And so
So
your
so
cars,
you're
you
not
want your hands
not
on.
officially entitled to tell us the exact number of cars in the collection, but give us a rough estimate. You got 2, 10, 20,
30.
30. Okay, fair enough.
Roughly.
Now, is Lipper's garage
Is
is
that
it
about
nearby?
right? 30?
So, Lipper Garage, this is very much my personality. We got enough cars, and I'm like, we bought a trailer. And I'm like, well, that trailer just looks too plain. It needs a logo. So I have a friend of mine make a logo, and we just said, Lipper Garage, right? And so then I'm like, well, we got to get shirts and hats, too, because that's
course.
the way you
Obviously,
go.
yeah.
And so Lipper
Notice that
Garage
we
is
don't have
swag.
one. We don't have any.
We just got shirts.
I'm going to get you some. So the Lipper Garage is 2 locations. One is at my house near Highland Village by the Central Market, and the other location is Antoine and 290, which is just a warehouse where
Yeah.
I keep them.
Top secret.
Yeah, and everybody lives in air conditioning and has a charmed life.
Yep.
Yeah, battery
We-
tenders.
We appreciate all of that.
Yeah.
Besides that car, give me a couple out of the collection that you think that we and our listeners, viewers would be interested in.
Well, actually, here at the show, there's that Boss 429. You don't see a Boss 9 every day.
That's the one right behind the
Yeah.
convertible.
So that car in '69, Ford wanted to go NASCAR racing with their Hemi, And NASCAR was the National Association of Stock Car Auto Racing. So they said, guys, you better put it in a street car if you're going to run it at the big oval. So they had to do it, and Ford actually subbed it out to Carcraft, who put the cars together. But that has a Hemi 429 in it, and they ran those motors.
Ford Hemi.
Yeah, Ford Hemi. That was you remember Richard Petty was running the Dodge Daytona,
Right.
and killing everybody with the Dodge Hemi, and so Ford said, "Well, we want a piece of that action," and that's what they did. So that's
they had to make 500 of them, didn't they?
They did. So that's one of the 69s, and they actually ended up they had to make 500. They built about 650, and here we are.
Nice.
And so
how long have you had that car? While?
Oh, that's probably 10 years.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And another car over there that's pretty interesting is that there is a Vetro Racina Ferrari.
Never heard of it. Is that the one with the bonnet up on it?
It's closed right now.
Okay.
The Vetro Racina is a Ferrari 308. Vetro Racina is the Italian word for fiberglass. So that is a fiberglass Ferrari 308, and that Ferrari 308 is right-hand drive. As I say, real men shift with their left hand, right?
I guess I'm not a man.
and I bought that car in London and imported it over here.
Wow.
And I can't help but bring up the 63 split window coupe.
Yeah. I mean, iconic car.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Well, yeah. All of Don Armstrong, every inch of his body would like to have that.
So out of the 100 cars that you have, embellishing on that, are any of them for sale?
No. You know, if I sell a car, my wife might get a hold of the money.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm just keeping it all in wheels.
Well, there is that. So are you looking to expand the collection?
Always. Every minute of every day.
Yeah.
And I work at the office as hard as I can so that I can find cars at night.
Is there anything in here that interests you that you might want to pick up?
A lot, probably.
Yeah. No, there that little
It's a
Dino
Ferrari,
right
yeah.
there. Oh,
It's the right color.
right
for
color,
you.
right?
Yeah.
They're in the car sales business.
There you go.
I should go over there.
You should. Yes, you should.
Yeah.
That's what I think. But I need to get one martini in me so I get my gumption up, right?
Oh.
Gumption, I'm familiar with that.
Yeah, might need to get two because that's shares. The share, that's its claim to fame. That's the share car.
Oh, that's the share car?
That's the share car.
Well, I like share. So
I do too.
Your
yeah.
wife's here, I would say.
Gypsies, tramps, and thieves.
There you go.
There you go. And when
Yeah.
you buy it, you can share it.
no, but I will tell you where I'm headed now in the car hobby is pre-war.
Pre-war.
Pre-war. You know,
They don't make too many red cars pre-war.
Yeah, but there's some. But you look at the show over here and you see these pre-war cars, and they're sort of like 57 Thunderbirds. The market's kind of softened on
Right.
them, and so now they're obtainable. And I think I'm going to get myself a Auburn Cord Duesenberg, one of those.
There's a white cord on the entry coming
Yeah.
You can those
Wrong color.
that level. You can
Yeah.
find some of them that are red.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a red Buick over there. We were just talking to a guy in 1908.
Yeah.
It's pretty sharp.
Yeah. Well, that could happen. You may see me next year wearing a derby cap or something.
Oh, wow.
Really?
I may not be able to pull it off.
No. That ain't happening.
This man knows his limitations.
That's it.
And so does your wife. She knows your limitations, too.
Yeah. Well, it's great to talk to you.
Well,
Thank you so much for the history and a beautiful car, and obviously a beautiful car collection. Congratulations. We're envious. And we hope to run into you again soon. I hope we will.
I hope we will too.
Yeah.
I always
we're
enjoy
around.
seeing you.
Yeah. Thanks so much.
I always enjoy seeing you guys.
Thank you. We
Appreciate you coming
Thank
by.
you.
Eric
you.
Lipper
Betcha.
with Lipper Garage. Hey, the In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show is available 24/7 through the iHeart Radio app. Look for In-Wheel Time Car Talk. Podcasts from your favorite podcast provider. We also video stream our 3-hour weekly show on Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com. And In-Wheel Time Car Talk continues right after this quick break.
Pro-Am Auto Accessories has been serving Houston's auto enthusiasts since 1984, providing world-class products for sports cars, European sedans, and American muscle. Pro-Am is known as the place to go to find exclusive and hard-to-find parts and accessories. Pro-Am is one of the very first distributors in the USA for brands such as Recaro, Redline, Momo, Corbo, and Simpson. Located in the heart of Houston's premier retail and service corridor, the Galleria area, Pro-Am's walk-in storefront includes an 8,000 square foot warehouse, showroom, and installation bays. Pro-Am not only sells parts and accessories, but also offers installation and service. Pro-Am is now reaching a worldwide audience through Pro-Am.com, taking its local reputation to the rest of the world. At Pro-Am Auto, you'll be dealing with a small group of professionals who truly want to help you with your automotive needs. If you don't see what you're looking for on the website, call and Pro-Am will lend you a hand. Pro-Am Auto, 6125 Richmond at Green Ridge in Houston's Galleria area. Call them at 713-781-7755. Want to feel good about something special you did for someone special? In Wheel Time and the original Lupi Tortilla group of Tex-Mex restaurants have joined together to help a very worthy cause, God's Garage, a Christian-based 501c3 charity. We know there are lots of places and organizations out there where you can donate a car, truck, or SUV, but we're asking you, our car enthusiast family, to consider donating to God's Garage. Visit godsgarage.org and learn about its mission, the women that have been helped, how each one is screened, and about their Restore You program. A car donation is an easy way to make a difference in the lives of others. God's Garage needs good operating vehicles, but will take all types in working and non-working condition. Make your heart and soul feel good by donating your gently used vehicle and help support single mothers, widows, and wives of deployed military at godsgarage.org. Saturday and Sunday, May 4th and 5th, you're invited to enjoy the 28th annual Keels Wheels Concours d'Elegance. See the largest collection of classic cars and boats in the U.S. on display at the beautiful Lakewood Yacht Club in Seabrook, Texas. This year's Keels Wheels features 60 years of Ford Mustangs and Donzi boats. There's plenty of free parking, and discount tickets are available online at keels-wheels.com. It's Keels Wheels, Saturday and Sunday, May 4th and 5th at the Lakewood Yacht Club in Seabrook. In Wheel Time will be there, too. We'll see you there.
Welcome back to the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Again, we are at the 28th annual Keels and Wheels Concours d'Elegance at the Lakewood Yacht Club in Seabrook, Texas. It's a beautiful setting today.
It is.
I know that there are high water rescues are underway north of Houston. Our thoughts and prayers are with those people up there. I know that Sky Eye is up there, or at least they were just a few minutes ago, according to an alert that I got on my cell phone. So good luck to everybody. We'll be up there later today. Some of the stories making news this week. Tesla CEO Elon Musk said expansion of the automaker's supercharger network will slow, following media reports that the company had slashed hundreds of jobs in its electric vehicle charging group. Quote, Tesla still plans to grow the supercharger network, just at a slower pace for new locations and more focus on 100% uptime and expansion of existing locations, Musk said Tuesday on the X social media platform that he owns. Musk also responded to a Tesla owner on X who asked about the future of a specific supercharger location under construction in Montana. Quote, it's definitely going to open, Musk wrote. Sites under construction will be completed, and we will add additional superchargers anywhere where there are gaps. Tesla's supercharger infrastructure is the biggest public fast charge network in the U.S. and is in the process of opening up to more than a dozen rival automakers after reaching agreements last year. Tesla currently has 25,491 supercharger connectors in 2,061 stations across the U.S., according to the U.S. Department of Energy. Tesla added about 6,000 supercharger connectors last year and has about 60% of all fast charge connectors in the U.S., according to EV Adoption, an EV data firm. However, I couldn't find a damn one of them.
Well, it sounds
for
like a lot.
3 damn days.
6,000 and then 25,000.
Well, they're not by me.
Lot.
They're not by me.
Sounds like they're working on it.
So, well.
But that's the whole problem with the
electric cars.
Yes.
You can't get them charged.
Everybody's working on it.
Yeah. So let's go out and buy something that everybody's working on and not be able to charge the car.
Yeah. Well,
it's always great for me. Mars, how are you doing? What are you doing sitting down?
I'm sitting down because I am tired. No, Smitty is on his way.
Hey,
Smitty.
Smitty. We talked to Smitty a couple of times. Smitty has he made a presentation at 11:30. He's working on a car for 3 years, and a gentleman came down from.
What happened to the boat guy?
Kind of sunk.
Gary's still working on the boat guy.
I got my minute. You want to do my minute?
Yeah, I want to do your minute.
Okay. Well, with this minute, just this past week, race car driver Wally Dallenbach, and I met him back in the early 70s through my brother-in-law of Michigan International Speedway. Wally Dallenbach passed away this past week. Regular presence at the Indy 500 in the 60s and 70s, went on to become one of the most respected series officials in modern-day Indy history. He died Monday, according to the Indianapolis Speedway and the Pikes Peak International Hill Climb Association, which he was very, very involved in. He was 87 years old, huge contribution to the sport, 5 decades. He was an official at IndyCar and IMS. In a joint statement, they said they were very saddened for it. So thoughts and prayers go out to his family.
Well, that's a nice tribute. Yes, I remember the Wally Dallenbach name very well. Obviously, I never had the opportunity to meet him.
As a kid, I was probably 14, 15 years old.
I did meet Wally Parks. He's another Wally.
Yeah, we got a Wally in the studio.
We have a Wally in the studio.
We do.
Yeah. Wally had your keys for the truck the other day, the bat.
My dad's name is Wally.
Mars sends me this text message. What is that BAT? I'm going, what? A BAT? I sent him a question mark. Big ass truck. Where did you come up with that? I know you didn't come up with that.
No. A girl that I used to work with, her fiance had a BAT, is the way she called it.
Wow.
Well, for you, it would be a BDT, a big donkey
truck.
Nah, not into the donks.
No, not donks.
Oh.
Donkey.
Because you're hauling a lot of it.
Hauling donkey.
Hauling donkey. Yeah. Well, I had one of them once, but that's it broke it.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's just sit here and look at Mars while we do this.
I'm waiting for Cher to drive away in that car.
Well, I was asking about that earlier, but she was the
Who owns that car?
Cher.
Cher's husband?
No. It's
Does she have a husband?
Well, that's
she
what they
had
call
a
her.
husband. But she was the first owner of that car, and that's kind of its claim to fame. And
That's a claim to fame?
for the car, I guess.
Well, I mean, I guess if you could go back and find it, my 1972 Vega would have a claim to fame.
Mm-hmm.
Don Armstrong owned that.
Yeah.
There's a claim to fame.
You didn't have Cher sitting in your seat.
There's a yellow Porsche in front of us with 2 water skis on the back of it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
David
you
and I were
looking
admiring
for
that.
water skis earlier.
The gentleman was polishing the water skis before he put them on the car. So just it's an event. You have to be here.
It's got a California plate on it.
Yep. California dreaming.
Yep. There's a lot of nice stuff. Is that a Rolls Royce in front of us? Is that what that is? Is that a Rolls?
No, that's a BMW.
Right there.
That
the blue
car,
one?
that gray
Is
car?
the gray one?
Yes. It's got a BMW logo
Oh,
on the
yeah,
trunk.
it certainly does. I'll be darned. He's absolutely
That's
right.
why Eric was talking about his C8 Corvettes in the same class as that.
Oh, wow.
And I
That's what
forgot
he
to
didn't
tell him,
understand.
I've got a Mustang right now that I'm driving.
Oh, yeah.
I have the Mustang Dark Horse.
Do you?
500 horsepower with a 6-speed manual transmission.
Man.
It ain't got a lot of rubber left on it when I got it.
Well, I haven't had it.
They're not giving it to you.
Apparently not.
No.
I got the Mustang GT with a 6-speed. That's all I got.
Yeah. Do you have one now?
Yeah.
Huh.
Wow.
My Mustang will beat your Mustang. How many horsepower you got in that GT there, Mr. Mars?
I don't know. I
He's
haven't
got
looked
enough.
up that far yet.
I got 500 in mine.
No, I ain't got 500. This is a GT street version, so it's not going to be the Dark Horse.
Wow.
Dark Horse has different badging on it.
So have you hammered it a little bit?
I have not. No.
I'm curious because
But
there's
the
a
red
couple of
light-
things about the GT that I've already seen.
Well, the red line on this particular engine is 7,500 RPM. Most cars don't red light at 7,500.
No, they go 68 to 7, 65 to 68.
Well, 6,000 is usually about most of them will get you any horsepower out of it.
Yeah, and
it
by the
drops
time
off dramatically.
and
after
if you're running the automatic, if you pop it at 65, by the time
Are
it
you
bumps-
running an automatic?
No, it's a 6.
Get you some of that.
Okay.
But it's It's an interesting
Well, my car's
driver.
faster than your car. You've heard that before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're not even, you just can't reply the right way that I'm looking for.
Oh, sorry.
He's trying to lead you into it. You
I know,
that.
but
He's not biting.
I already know though that I can outdrive him, so I can outcompensate his extra horsepower.
Yeah. Mars bumps into the walls when he's driving. I at least keep it between
You
the
bump
lines.
into walls, Mike.
The In-Wheel Time Car
There's no
Talk
walls
Show
at
is
the red
waiting
light.
to hear from you. Shoot us an email, info@inwheeltime.com. We are back at the Keels Wheels Concours d'Elegance right after this.
The original group of Lupi Tortilla restaurants will have you telling your family and friends just what the original recipes mean when it comes to the best fajitas in Southeast Texas. Founder Stan Holt invites you to visit the original Lupi Tortilla near I-10 and Highway 6. Here's the original house that inspired the design of all the rest and the original charm that helped make Lupi Tortilla the go-to destination for Houston Tex-Mex. Speaking of original, nothing can compete with the original lime pepper marinade that everyone will agree makes Lupi Tortilla award-winning beef fajitas the best anywhere. Lupi Tortilla Katy is another location that gives you the same quality and service Houstonians have come to expect at Lupi's. It's located just off I-10 and the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard in Katy. Find yourself in Aggie Land? Head to the Lupi Tortilla in College Station, located just around the corner from Kyle Field. It's a great place to enjoy those famous frozen margaritas before or after the game. Headed east to Louisiana, stop in at the Lupi Tortilla in Beaumont. It too's on I-10. You can't miss it. The original group of Lupi Tortilla restaurants invites you in for the best Tex-Mex anywhere. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is having another car social Saturday morning, May 18th from 8 to 11. It's a car cruise-in like no other. Expect Ferraris, Lamborghinis, Corvettes, and the featured brand Porsche. Get social at this special cruise-in event. You'll also see Gulf Coast Auto Shield's private workshop and learn about their many products and services. Questions are welcomed. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is easy to get to at 11275 South Sam Houston Tollway near West Airport Boulevard, just south of the Southwest Freeway. The Car Social featuring Porsche takes place Saturday morning, May 18th from 8 to 11. Tell your friends, and no matter what car you have, bring it and enjoy this rare opportunity to see some of Houston's finest rides. In Wheel Time will bring its Car Talk show there too, so join us for another Car Social at Gulf Coast Auto Shield, Saturday morning, May 18th, 8 to 11 at 11275 South Sam Houston Tollway, just south of the Southwest Freeway. Visit gcautoshield.com to see the show flyer for more details. That's it for this podcast episode of the In-Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.